Yo! Welcome back to a brand new Craftopia guide. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Demon class. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like and subscribe. Comment down below. We've already checked the Elf and now the Demon. Which do you prefer? Which class do you currently run or planning to run when it drops on Xbox? But let's do this. With the content update that dropped on the 30th of September, we were introduced into two new classes, the Elf class and the Demon class. We covered the Elf class in a previous video, which I will put down in the description below. So today we're going to take a look into the Demon. So now when we head into single player and create a new character, we now have the option of Elf and Demon. So let's head into the Demon class and instantly we can see we get a little bit of customization. We get these new horns to choose from, which are kind of cool. Similar to the Elf where we could choose the size of the elf ears. I love this kind of customization. This gives us the chance to actually separate the looks of our characters. As I mentioned previously, a lot of the characters just end up looking the same in this game. The fact that there is already a small amount of customization when it comes to your actual character build as opposed to what you're wearing, that's a great step forward. So there is a range of different horns we can choose from, which is very cool. So we're just going to go with these ones here because I think they look really cool. But here is a little bit more information. This race has a robust body and can handle weapons fairly. Their melee skills and melee attacks will be strengthened, and the amount of life and its regeneration will be increased, though the amount of mana will be lowered. And they cannot perform magic attacks well since they are not good at controlling mana. So that does tell us that this is more of a melee build as opposed to the magic build, whereas the elf was more of a magic and range build. But that in actual stats means that your max life goes up by 5%, whereas your max mana comes down by 5%. Your magic damage is also dropped by 3%, and same as the elf, the XP you gain is a little bit less. But with these new classes, we were introduced into this leveling system, where at level 15, you obtain increased unarmed damage dealt by 3%. At level 30, you obtain increased melee skill damage dealt by 5%. And at level 45, you obtain life regeneration at 1 life per second. So we're going to go ahead and create that character, and we're going to call it Demon. Again, very creative. So here we are once again as our normal human character, and we're just going to test what kind of damage we output with our bare fists right now. As at level 15, our Demon gained 3% melee damage with bare fists. So let's see what a human can output, and let's compare. 40, 61 sprinting, 54 to the head. Okay, so we're looking at around 40 to 43 for like a body shot. So let's go grab our Demon. So with our Demon, about the same. So this was exactly the same as with our elf, where outside of skill abilities and things like that, you just don't notice the difference. It's pretty much the same. This was similar to the elf when it came to the magic attacks. The magic attacks did about the same damage, maybe +1 or +2 on damage. It will mainly help when you have those bigger builds full set out. You might gain an extra 100 per damage, which will add up and will be great. But I do also feel like maybe people have a little bit of a misunderstanding with this, thinking that a Demon class is going to be like a lot better than a human and an elf class is going to be a lot better than a human in their right combat styles. But in reality, I don't actually think you're really going to notice a difference. Maybe with a max build, but even then, it's not going to be drastic enough to potentially start a whole new character and forget about your human character. It may be if you only want to focus on one combat style, like if you want to use melee and you never want to touch magic, then Demon would be great. Similar with the elf, if you don't want to touch any combat except magic or range, then sure, an elf would be great. But in reality, you would probably be better off doing some kind of hybrid build, or even having all three fighting styles, magic, range, and melee, on your normal human character. So have 3 sets of gear, reset your skill points, that kind of thing. Don't get me wrong, it's absolutely great to get these classes, and I really like them, especially as I only use magic, so the elf class for me is just kind of perfect. And as you can see from taking a little bit of damage, I'm getting that extra health regen. However, that is not enough to make it viable in a fight. It can hurt, don't get me wrong, but it's certainly not going to replace the need for potions, food, or the heal ability. The 3% with bare hands, that's kind of pointless, especially as you have to be level 15 for that. Even then, if you then hit level 15, you're gonna have to fight lower levels with your fist to even do any significant damage, especially with a 3% buff. It's not like that's going to mean that you can then go in and box a snake to death. You're still gonna need your weapons, which then makes that 3% boost kinda pointless. Personally, I would have liked to see some bigger damage buffs on both classes, but in my mind, the boosts on the elf are better than the boosts on the demon. The 5% melee skill damage is great, don't get me wrong, but at level 15 you get 3% bare fists, and then at 45 you get 1 health per second. I don't know about you, but that doesn't make me jump to making a demon class. I know a lot of you are very excited for the demon. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what builds you come up with. But in reality, I would have switched these skills about a little bit. For example, why not 3% on your attack? Not bare fists, because who uses bare fists? The 5% on the melee skill damage is great. And then 1 health at level 45? What are you fighting at level 45 that 1 health per second is going to be such a drastic change? I would have personally liked to see those damage buffs come up higher on both sets of classes, so the magic in range on the elf and the attack for the demon. I think that just makes more sense. But it's certainly different. It's very cool. I'm just not going to be the person who's going to jump to one of these classes and forget about my human. I made an elf class and I love my elf class. In reality, I still play my human more. It's more well-rounded. It can use any fighting style in the game and I can switch it up whenever I like. But it does lack the customization like the horns and the elf ears. So let me know down in the comments below, which one are you more looking forward to, the elf and the demon? And also, do you really need that 3% buff with your bare fists? Do you need 1 health per second? Or would you prefer really focus on each combat style to make it more viable to solely stick to one fighting style? But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please do drop a like and subscribe. I don't want this video to ruin anyone's excitement for the classes. I'm sorry if it came across that way, but I'm going to be honest when it comes to my content and how I truly feel about this. And 3% with bare fists, like, do you fight anything with your bare fists? But most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.